All right, good morning, everyone. Just getting set up. I know we're about like 8 minutes, 9 minutes behind schedule today. No big deal. I just wanted to get that watch list out there, and I was just looking into a few articles, and I noticed, I was like, oh man, that just flew by. The time flew by. For everyone that is new here, welcome for the first time. My name's Alex Winkler, and I'm just going to give a quick little recap of what's going on here because I had some questions coming in. This is usually around 20 minutes where we just go over the watch list before the market opens, and then we trade the market for about 30 minutes. And depending, plus or minus if I'm in a trade or anything like that, or if we see a trade upcoming, then I'll usually hold on to closing out the live stream for a little bit until I'm done trading or something like that. This is a $25,000 challenge, and our main strategy, this is going to be based on momentum trading, so gap and goes. And also we on average have about 9 trades per week, and that's because we have our funds separated in 2 accounts, a margin account with 3 day trades per week because of the pattern day trader rule, and a cash account which we have divided up into kind of 2 position sizes. That way we can trade that basically, you do 1 trade, there's a 2-day settling period, then the next day you can trade the other position or the other half of the cash account, and then basically the next day you get access to that first one. So let's say you make a trade on Monday, you won't have that cash available again until Wednesday. So we're kind of always alternating that account. So we always have at least 1 trade per day, and then we have those kind of bonus 3 trades per week on the margin account. So that's a little quick recap. Let me see if there's anything else. Also, like always, guys, don't forget to, don't forget to subscribe. That's definitely one big thing. And hit that bell icon too, because we come out with trading videos all the time. But the other thing is, I had a question I wanted to ask you guys. And that question is, how do you guys feel about the thumbnails? Because on sometimes I get, even on my YouTube, I get recommended videos, and it's one of my old watch lists and opening bell trades. And I'm just curious, maybe you guys would like, or I found that I would probably even like this, is in the thumbnail it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe even the date. That way, if I see a video in a recommended video or something like that, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the Monday one, and I don't have to think, did I already watch that one? So I don't know, maybe that's something you guys might like as well. I'm not sure, maybe not, but that's something I've been considering it. I'll probably go ahead and add that as well. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. Remember, guys, don't forget to like if you find this valuable or this free content valuable. You'll make my day, and you'll also help other traders find this content. So let's dive into the watch list. Let me quickly move over my screen. How do I do that? Every time it's a learning thing. Second screen, boom. Okay, so we have MYOV, which is just had a really big cancer approval, so this thing is rallying like crazy. Then we have MYSZ, which had a reverse split, and it's just going through the roof, so we got to be really cautious with this one. Also pretty low float. And then we have the lowest float here in 9.79 million float, gapping up but not really holding its highs, and this is a clinical trial. So with some decent results, but at the same time it doesn't really seem like it's affecting the price in a sustainable way. So let's dive into the charts right now. Enough of all that small stuff. We got 7 minutes till the market opens. So right off the bat, we got MYOV. So let's check this one out just a little bit more. And this is the one with the cancer approval. So let me just go zoom out a little bit on this one. So this one had a really big run up. You can see this on the 5-day chart down here. We had massive run up from about $6 to $18. So that was a pretty nice gain, almost a 200% gain. Then we came all the way back down to 10, kind of bounced off of this area, and then had a pretty good afternoon little rally. So let's just quickly check out that. That was a 38% bounce. Pretty solid bounce. So yeah, and then today in the aftermarket, it's really holding its highs, and it seems like this kind of $13 area where the VWAP is providing some sort of support. So let's see if there's going to be continuation of this today. This is a bit above our typical price range, but you know, it might be an interesting pick. Oops, looks like my camera just had something fall in front of it. Okay. And then we have, so I'm not really sure if we're going to be really trading this one out of the gate. It might be a bit lower of a mover today. But overall, I mean, that gap up it had is no joke. I mean, that is a huge, huge rally that it had. So the next one, MYSZ, it's just a weird ticker to say. You know, ran up to 545 pre-market, held its highs really, really nicely on that first rally. This one's the reverse split though, so we really want to kind of be cautious about that. That just happened. And again, what is going on over here? Hold on, guys. I got to fix the camera for a second. I don't mean to be all over the place this morning, but that's just how it is some days. So we have some support coming in here at 4.26. We already bounced off that support pretty nicely, about a 30% bounce. So let's see what happens with this one. I mean, if you look at the daily down here at the bottom right, you can see there's just been kind of constant selling off. There hasn't really been anything too interesting going on. And since this is a NASDAQ, they did guaranteed a reverse split because they need to hit that $1 price minimum or else they're going to get delisted. So I think that was a big reason behind this rally or this reverse split. So, you know, I don't know. I think this thing has a high chance of just completely getting crushed and selling off. So let's see what happens. I'm not exactly overly bullish, but I'm surprised it held its highs so well yesterday. And the last one I want to talk about is VVUS. This is the one with the trial that went up to 3.7 pre-market, but then kind of crashed back down almost all the way. So there might be a bounce in this area. This is going to be kind of interesting. So this is going to be a huge red on the day, actually. Or wait, no, 2.86. It closed that. So no, this is still going to be green on the day, but it's going to be a big red candle. So it's going to look a little weird on the chart. And yeah, that's really what we're looking at. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm myself. There's a lot going on, so I'm just going to take a deep breath, relax. You know, Monday and Tuesday, we didn't have the best trading days, even though both those trades could have been profitable. You know, we just pulled the trigger on both of them a little too early. And then on the trade from yesterday, we just didn't take profits quick enough. It basically was a profitable trade. We were up 7%, and then the price just continued crashing down. Let's just quickly look at that one for a second. We got another 2.5 minutes. So yeah, let me just zoom in right here. And then let me zoom in a bit on this one as well. I feel like, you know, we could get a bit more angle going on here. So the buy was overall pretty nice. I mean, yeah, the buy was a little early. We bought right here at 31, a bit early, but you know, I generally was okay with the entry. It was the exit. You know, we had this order at 3.59, and then I went ahead and moved it down. When the selling activity kind of failed a little bit, I moved it down again. And then before you know it, we had this massive red candle, which I was able to get out of on the way down, but already, you know, way down here. So it wasn't the best. It was just, we didn't take our profits quick enough on that bounce. And honestly, I think today I'm not going to have any limit orders ready to go. Usually I always like to have these limit orders ready, but today I'm going to be a little bit more cautious in terms of, you know, there's nothing really that I'm super stoked about. We do have this one too that I'm looking at, ELTK. And the big thing about this one though that's kind of putting me on edge is the fact that we've had so many failed breakouts on this one. So ELTK had a big attempted breakout here in what is that, May, and yeah, just kind of got completely rejected. And then we again in August got completely rejected with even less volume, and now again it's kind of trying the same thing. I don't know, like I'm not really blown away by this one, even though it did kind of fit our scanner pretty perfectly. 20 million market cap, 4.3 shares available to trade. So the float is probably around, 3 million. So, nice price. Everything's kind of exactly where we want it. What's up, Angel? Glad to see you here. I'm all right. A little behind schedule today, but overall I'm all right. I just got to remember, deep breath today and let the trades come to us because we didn't really start this week off too hot. And we're always we're always really stuck with that one trade per day. Sometimes we have more, but right now I used all of those extra trades on Monday or Friday, so we don't. 7 seconds till the market opens, so let's get ready to watch what's going on. I'm going to check out. I'm going to keep MYOV on my radar. Check out MYSV as well. I would like to see MYSVSZ break above the high, and then I wouldn't mind getting into it, but this is just such a risky little stock, to be honest. I might have to sit this one out entirely. We also have I making some serious moves, which I forgot to talk about this morning. Big support in the 5 area. If this thing goes to 5, I would probably like to build a position on this one. So I'm going to just go ahead and say create an alert on this and move it down a little bit. And I'm just going to say here below, create an alert. Just going to go and try to focus on, one thing at a time. This is a lot of interesting stuff moving in the market today. But again, like I said, there's nothing really blowing me away, so I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. VVUS finding some support in this $3 area. This one has a very low float, so this one could really rally. One of the harder potential rallies on this one. Again, it's up on positive news, but it just was not able to hold that high. Not really too much volume coming in today either. Now we got a nice little runner, so this one's kind of interesting. I'm going to follow this one a little bit more. Let's see how it handles the VWAP. I really like the low float on this one. Let's see if we get an entry under the 10. It's kind of what we're looking for. This would be a nice little pullback right here to 04. Tick view does not help. Kind of a slow mover, but I do like how it's holding this area pretty well. This could be breaking above the 16 very soon, and that could be a nice little run. We would need a break above the 3.13. I wouldn't be surprised if it did have one last little dip down, maybe found some support a little bit above the 06. But otherwise, this thing might really start gapping up. Might try to get an entry at the 11. Might have to buy a closer breakout to the 12. We are long at the 12. Looking for this little breakout over here. I'm looking for that breakout past the 15. It was kind of unfortunate that right after our entry that the price dipped down. I mean, it did exactly where my limit order was. I wouldn't really say I chased it, but I definitely yeah, it's just a slow mover. It's a little slower moving than I would want. I was ready for this breakout past the 13, and we didn't really get that. So I'm just going to hold this a little bit longer. Don't really like that we got rejected so hard right off the bat. So let's see what happens. This is a bit smaller position. It's about a $900 position, a little over $900. It'd be nice if there was a bit more volume going on. Having issues breaking this high. It just tried at the 18, got rejected. A little bit weak. I think there's a good chance that this candle might be the one that breaks out. If it's not, then I'm not going to be too excited about it, but here we go. Now we're breaking higher a little bit. Looks like this time things are looking a little bit better. It's unusual that, I'm going to stop talking for a second. And we're out. Very nice. There's about a 7% profit on this one. Exactly what we were looking for. I really would have liked to take partial profits. The position's just too small for that, honestly. I'm going to quickly calculate what our profit was on this one, or just our percentage profit, just out of curiosity. 312, and we have 334, and we have 300 shares, so it's like it's having a little micro pullback. Let me just quickly do the calculation. How come the one trade we do this week that's profitable has the smallest position size? What's up with that, guys? Can someone tell me what's going on with that? VVUS. $7% profit. I would love to be buying this again, to be honest. This 3.2 breakout and bounce is exactly what I look for. 7%. All right, Angel. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to check out FUV a little bit later. I was just totally focused on this one. And I noticed when I spread myself too thin, that's when I make a lot of mistakes. Just like on Monday. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Monday was catastrophic. It's just like, bye, doom, red. That's what Monday was. Here we go. We might have a break to a new high. This one's forming somewhat of an ascending triangle pattern. I actually, man, I would love to trade this one right now. I really think we're going to have a breakout past 3.33. Let's see if we can have a better view on this one. Now, the tick chart really doesn't help. I'm not going to lie. That's really just unhelpful. The 1 minute chart's pretty nice, though. Let's see. Are we going to get this breakout? I think there's a phenomenal chance that it's going to happen. I can't believe this thing dipped down to 3.07, exactly where we had our limit order, but whatever, I'm not complaining. Are we going to break the 3.33? I'm super happy with our exit. 3.34. Super happy about that. So let's say I had another position. Let's say I had another trade. What would I do with that trade right now? Let's say it's in the bag. Let's say we have that in the arsenal. One trade ready to go. I could either trade VVUS again, or I could look for a secondary trade. I kind of like how this one's setting up though. I think there's a lot of momentum. The volume's dipping here. I don't know. I think right now I would be a little bit cautious on this one. Mainly because the volume isn't as big. It's not as fast as a mover. And I'm pretty happy with our general position already. I think VWAP, let's see if VWAP holds. I find that usually it dips below VWAP a little bit, maybe to 317. Let's see before any sort of reversal. Maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna rally like a rocket, like a little Tesla rocket. Let's see what happens. So yeah, our position size on this one, 936. Let's just say our position size was a little bit bigger. Let's see what that would have done. Yeah, well, there you have it. Got to start trading with bigger position sizes. But, you know, we're going to get there soon. There's no need to rush it. I'm giving myself another 6 weeks. Basically, New Year's is when I want to start, you know, increasing my position sizes. But I want to get there slowly. I want to focus on foundations. I want to focus on my strategy. I just want to really focus on taking it chill, taking it really chill before the fireworks start exploding. Nice that we landed a profitable day today, though. You know, the last 2 days kind of got me on edge a little bit. I was like, but I really value Monday and Tuesday, the losses that we had, because they forced me to look at what I was doing. It made me change my interface on TD Ameritrade, so I had the 5-minute in the one day, so I can look at that, which gave me perspective. So I'm extremely grateful for my losses and the lessons that they can teach me. And I have a video coming out tomorrow about the gap and go strategy, momentum trading. It's going to be fairly in depth. I hope you guys are going to like it. I'm going to talk about the trader a little bit, where I got this trading strategy from, my experience with it, and all sorts of little goodies. So if you want to learn more about that, definitely go ahead. Make sure you like and subscribe. And definitely subscribe, because you will get a notification if you hit that bell icon in the future when I release those videos. I want to have a bunch of videos that talk, you know, where I review my lessons, what I learned. And share that all with you guys. So this one's kind of a slow mover. I wouldn't be surprised if we broke above 3.33. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. I'm going to go ahead and create an alert. I think we're holding our highs really well. So every time it dips down here to 3.2, we got people buying. I think that's pretty clear to see right around here. We've done it 1, 2, 3 times. And there's not too much selling going on. It's not that, you know, shorts are piling in right now. I don't think people are really going to want to short something that's one low. It's on a yearly low. It has a good catalyst. It's finding support. It did sell off pre-market quite aggressively, but I don't see why you would want to short this. And that gives me a lot of confidence. Well, that's what gave me a lot of confidence going long on this trade. Let's quickly see what some of these other ones are doing. MYSZ, the one with the massive amount of reverse split, the big 1500% rally. 1 to 15% reverse split. This thing just scares me. I'm happy we're not touching this one. This one, really nice morning panic here. I like that morning panic. But I don't know, are we gonna see green to red on this? I'm not really sure. Right now it's looking a little shaky. I think we picked the right one. I think VVUS made the most sense. The one thing that made me not really want to trade this is the fact that we had a pre-market high 3.7, and the only thing that happened ever since then was a big old sell-off. Don't really like to see that. What we're looking for is a pre-market high, maybe a little dip down above VWAP, and then really holding, you know, somewhere in the 20% of the highs and somewhere in that area. So maybe something around 3.5, maybe 3.4, but really kind of holding that area. We didn't really get that, which makes me wonder, is there something wrong? Is there something that, you know, I don't know? Is there something I'm not overlooking? And that's all the information I'm getting from the price. And here we have it. I mean, this thing is dipping, even though, you know, there's a catalyst. That sounds pretty good. And I think a lot of people are nervous. A lot of traders are nervous because of this sell-off. You know, there was a spike. Maybe a bunch of traders bought the news, and then people holding this bag, we're just happy to get out. I think MYSZ would be an interesting short at one point. I wouldn't short it now. This thing could easily go to $20. You never know. It's already up 1,500%. What's another 100%? MYOV looks like it's about to fall off a cliff, people. I would not be long this one right now. Big support though at $10. So if this thing does keep going down, I think, you know, $10 could be a great time to enter for a bounce. I won't be entering for a bounce, unfortunately, because we have no trades left. That's just life. Let's go ahead and do Angel a one up. FUV. This is what Angel was looking at today. Interesting. What do we got here? We're up 17%. Most of that was pre-market. Dollar volume at 5.2 million. Market cap 48 million. 20 million in shares. Total shares available. So the float is maybe around 17 million. Let's check that out. Actually, dude, right now would probably be a phenomenal entry for a bounce. That 2.5 zone is exactly what you want to be looking for. Let's just go ahead and check this one out a little bit more. FUV. Shares float 8.7. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. So here it says shares available to trade 20 million, which is obviously not the float. I'm well aware that that is not the float. However, from what I've been looking up, it's kind of safe to say that somewhere between, you know, minus 20% of this number is something that you could see for the float. But this time it's around minus 60% of this number. That's kind of a big difference. So this could be a pretty interesting entry. This thing's going to move like crazy because of that low under $10 million float. Wow, what a morning this thing had. Really good find, Angel. You know, I would have checked it out sooner, but we just, you know, we were in deep focus mode with our VVUS, which I'm super stoked about. I really like that trade. What's the news on this one? Let's quickly check it out. We have corporate update, financial results, plans, big stock offering. Kind of sounds like they want to do a refinancing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something else going on with FUV. You know, they're a NASDAQ stock, getting pretty close to that $1. Probably did a refinancing, probably has big dilution, so they want to pump up the price. We could figure that out. Let's go to OTC markets. Let's just quickly look into this one for a split second. And if you guys want to see my trades that I made live today and you want to see all of my trade recaps, just go to small cap go to Trade to Win. The forum thread is in the video description below, and you see all of my trade recaps. Here's an example. I have the picture, and then I also have my Google Docs where I talk about the trade. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go to disclosure, see what's going on here. So we got a 10Q that came out on the 14th. So this is really fresh. Let's just Google some warrants or search for warrants. Let's see. Whoops. So right here, investors purchased 1 million shares of common stock, exercise value of 2.83 per share. So what happened was when the stock price hit 2.8, all this dilution was able to be sold into the market, right? So that means all these investors that got secondary offerings at $2.25 are now dumping their investment. So these guys are making quick money right now, and they're just selling into retail investors. And I bet you a lot of them were waiting for this volume, this big spike in volume, and then they just wanted to dump really, really hard. So we reached this compelling area right here around $4, and we just got rejected off of it like no tomorrow. So that's kind of the story behind this one. Really interesting. Hey guys, if you value and you appreciate this free content, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Looks like we're finding a little bit of support here at the 2.38. Remember, that refinancing happened at 2.25. So those investors right now are still profitable. But if this dips any harder, they might want to get out pretty quickly. What they don't want to do is they don't want to scare away the retail investor, which they probably already did, but they need to sell into volume. So they need some sort of bounce to happen. And it doesn't really look like that bounce is going to happen with that much volume. They need a big volume bounce to sell their shares into. So you want to be really careful with something that cracks like this. I mean, this sell-off was just really aggressive. This is one of the big risks with the gap and go, because you might be buying into some institutional sellers. And that's why you want to look up dilution. You want to know what's going on. All right, guys, I think that wraps up the trading for today. I'm obviously done. I'm super, super happy that you guys tuned into this video. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon too if you have not done so already. FUV right now is dipping under 2.4. Woohoo! It's a fun one to watch. I'm probably going to be watching it a little bit longer. Okay, it's back up 2.4. It's holding. Pretty crazy stuff going on. So again, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the around 9-10 a.m. for the live stream, and I will also be coming out with a video after the live stream about the trading strategy that we are using for this $25,000 challenge. So I will see you guys for both those videos. Till tomorrow, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Make me proud. Make me proud. I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.